What protection does Article 14 give women in India? Article 14 gives women one of the strongest constitutional protections in Indian law. It says the state shall not deny to any person equality before the law or equal protection of the laws within the territory of India. That protection applies to women fully, directly, and without qualification. A woman does not stand below a man in legal status. In the eyes of the Constitution, she is entitled to equal respect and equal legal protection. This protection has two connected parts. Equality before the law means the law is not supposed to treat a woman as inferior because of her sex. Equal protection of the laws means the state must apply the law fairly and protect her rights in real situations. So Article 14 is not just symbolic language. It is a constitutional command that women must be treated as full legal persons by courts, police, government authorities, and all state institutions. For women, this matters in everyday life. If a woman approaches the police with a serious complaint, Article 14 supports the idea that her complaint cannot be treated as less important just because she is a woman. If she seeks justice in court, she is entitled to the same legal standing and seriousness as any other citizen. If a public authority acts unfairly, arbitrarily, or unequally toward her, Article 14 becomes part of the constitutional basis to challenge that unfairness. Article 14 also protects women against arbitrary state action. This is very important. Equality is not only about whether the law uses equal words, it is also about whether the government acts fairly. If the state makes decisions in a way that is irrational, unequal, or hostile toward women, that can raise an Article 14 issue. So the protection of Article 14 is not limited to theory. It works against unfair legal treatment in practice. At the same time, Article 14 does not mean the law must ignore the reality of women's lives. The Constitution allows the state to respond to real disadvantage and safety concerns. That is why the broader constitutional structure also permits special provisions for women where protection is genuinely needed. So Article 14 gives equality, but it does not block fairness-based protection. It supports a system where women are equal in status and can also receive legal safeguards where circumstances require them. So this means Article 14 protects a woman's legal dignity. It supports her right to be treated seriously by institutions. It supports her right not to be pushed aside, dismissed, or treated as less deserving of legal attention. It strengthens the constitutional foundation behind many protections connected with safety, workplace dignity, access to justice, and fair treatment by the state. So in the simplest possible terms, Article 14 protects women by saying this: the law must stand equally with them, the state must treat them fairly, and public power cannot lawfully reduce their status as citizens. That is why Article 14 is one of the most important constitutional protections available to women in India. Know your rights, understand your responsibilities.